Today we're talking about weird things you can do to make extra money. You know, according to the Washington Post, 90%, actually Huffington Post, 90% of Americans say that they are not making enough money. That just totally blows my mind. I don't know where they came up with that number. They did some kind of poll, but they say they're feeling stressed out about money, largely because of medical bills, debts, unexpected things that happen to your car that you really should be planning for. Anyway, so we want to talk about today and bring you ideas on things you can do to make extra money. That if you're feeling that squeeze and you're not liking it and you're way too stinking stubborn to pay off your debt and you're way too stubborn to rein in your coffee habit and whatever other habits it is, your cheeseburger habit. I was at the gas station the other day and I noticed something. The place was filled with men. I was like, this is kind of odd. It's like gas stations are a place for men. Like, how come there's very rarely ever women at the gas station? But it was like man after man, loading up his truck with some gasoline, walking into the store. He doesn't have to walk into the store when he's getting his gas. You can pump your gas at the thingamajigger. You pay for it right at the pump, right? But always going to the store and walking out with a nice bag of goodies, man. So if you're that stubborn person that refuses to look at where your money is going, if you're that stubborn person that's like, Danny, I don't care, man. You're not going to stop me eating my potato chips. You're not going to stop me from drinking my beer, and I ain't gonna stop my coffee habit. I ain't. I just the way it is. I don't care that I'm stressed financially. I ain't gonna stop my Netflix habit either. Okay, fine. Then you go ahead and stay stressed out. Go ahead, stay there. Or you can do what some other people have done. We asked the question to our audience, what are some things you've done to make extra money, maybe to make ends meet, or make extra money to go on a trip somewhere, to do something fun, to hit a goal, right? To put some money away, right? So we've got Alice from England that we're going to first. Alice from England. Okay, so what's something you've done to make extra money before?
Hi, Danny. I actually used to be in identity parades.
What is that? What's an identity parade?
Yeah, another way of saying it is like a lineup for when they're trying to find out who the criminal is.
Wait.
And there's sort of 10 people that all look the same.
Wait. This is awesome. Hold on. So you get paid to look like a criminal and to be in a lineup with 10 guilty people, or to look as a guilty person?
Yes, there's only one person who's committed the crime. So there was 9 people that look very similar that would just stand in a line, and you would be paid to stand in the line and hopefully not get chosen.
But do they know who the guilty person is?
Well, we do. We would be picked up by a police van and taken to the police station, and we'd all look the same, so that would be weird. There'd be this awkward vibe in the air, and then the person who'd committed the crime would be brought in with us, and we'd be stood in front of this glass screen that was kind of like a black glass, and you just had to stand there and hope that they didn't pick you, even though you had this weird guilty feeling. What if they do?
And what happens if they did pick you?
I have no idea. Thank the Lord that never happened.
Okay, so how much did you get paid for being, how much, I would never even know that they actually paid people to do that, first of all. I never even thought about how that whole thing worked. So how much did you get paid for looking like, you're basically an actress?
Yeah, we got paid about £15, so about $20, just for probably about an hour of being in a police van, standing in a line, and then being dropped back. We were students, so they picked us up from the university hall and then took us into the police station and then back again.
Okay, so did you...
Student, that's good money.
Did you... That is good money. So did you, answer an ad? How do you get involved with being what you called in an identity parade?
We actually had 2 police officers come to the student halls and share this with us. So they obviously knew that students would do something like this. But I actually checked online today, and you can still do it. Apparently, if you go into your local police station and register with them, then you can still do this. And they just say that you have to be quite flexible because you could be called at any time. Because you never know who you're going to look like.
Oh my gosh. I think that's amazing. Okay, Alice, first of all, that was like pretty bold. That was pretty ballsy, actually, that you would actually do something like that. I think that's pretty awesome. But hey, you know what? That is a way someone can make money. So I love that you've helped us with telling us that's how you did it. Okay, we got Katie from Alabama. Katie, did you do something more unique, let's just call it strange, than looking like you are guilty of a crime?
I'm not sure it's more unique than that. I can't think of too much more than unique than that.
Yeah.
But I actually, when I was pregnant with my first child, I did mystery shopping. I was a secret shopper. So
what does that mean?
I would get assignments through the computer from different companies to go to like different fast food stores. And I would go and order the food they told me, and I would take pictures of the menu, and I'd have to order a certain thing. And so then I'd have to report back on like the cleanliness of the restaurant and if they got the order right and customer service. So it was fun.
Wow.
Interesting.
So how often did you do this?
It was an assignment by assignment basis, so I could do as much as I wanted. I could do it like 3 times a week. I could do it every day. And like some of them that paid a lot better were going to check on like credit checking companies that were like at services or at, car shops where they would run the credit checking. So that would send me to make sure that it was a legitimate operation that they were running. And so it was interesting.
Okay, so hold on. So you were pregnant, you said.
I was very pregnant. Yes.
Okay, so hold on. This is perfect. So did you get to pick which fast food place you got to go to every day?
I could, but, generally it was the big ones like Burger King, McDonald's.
And then you obviously got to eat the food. So you got a free lunch.
Yes, they compensated me for the food, so that was good. As a pregnant, hungry mama, that worked out really well.
Oh, my gosh. Why didn't I know about that job?
I know. And I'm trying to think of how I got into it, and I can't even remember because it was before, Facebook, and somehow on the internet I found out about it. And
well, maybe someone should just Google it. So it's called a mystery shopper?
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
shopper,
literally.
Secret shopper, and I did it for like 5 different companies and could just pick what I wanted to do when I wanted to.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, now hold on. So obviously you got to go to McDonald's and you got to order, the Big Mac or whatever it was, and you got to eat that thing. But so then did you, and so obviously for the credit thing, you didn't get to eat that. But what else did you get to eat? Like, were there other restaurants that you got to do this for?
Really,
that would be the one I'd pick.
I know, like if they would send me to Logan's or something, that would be great. No, the ones I did was just for fast food, but I'm sure probably by now they do it for everywhere.
So fast food was really smart. That was very strategic for the very pregnant woman.
Yeah,
I'm getting a free lunch. I'm getting paid to eat the lunch. I'm getting paid to go into the restaurant. That's amazing. You know what? I wish I had that kind of knowledge when I was homeless. I could have used that job.
Right. You're just out there anyway.
Seriously. I totally could have used that job when I was homeless. My gosh. That's amazing. Wow. I never knew that they actually sent people to do that. But I'm sure if somebody Googles it, I'm sure they can find opportunities to do that.
It's much bigger by now, too.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, my gosh. Katie, thank you so much for sharing. Did you ever do anything else crazy like that? Or different?
Well, I am currently teaching a homeschool ballet class. So the moms are watching the girls and said, I got to go do this call. I'll be right back.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. That's awesome. Sounds like you're rather resourceful, young lady.
Yes, I have to be.
That's awesome. I think we all have to be. That's really awesome. All right, Katie, thank you so much for taking time away from your ballet class and telling us about your free food.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. The free meal. I mean, really, like, hello. That's crazy. I love that idea. Really wished I knew about that idea when I was a homeless woman. Okay, anyway, so think about it. I mean, come on. These are 2 really funny and very, out of the box ideas of ways to make extra money. If you actually listen, if you are in that, and if you are in that tight spot and you are one of the 90% that Huffington Post is saying that money is tight, which I think, no, spending is wild is really what it is. I think 90% are spending wild, which is why money is tight. They don't have an understanding about how to manage their finances right, which is like I didn't, right? I mean, the way Hans and I were, the more money we made, the more we spent. When I was broke, I didn't have any money. When I was making money, I still didn't have any money at the end of the month. So the problem, let's put it this way, not having any more money at the end of the month or spending all you make is a habit. It has nothing to do with how much money you make or how little you make. It has everything to do with where you're letting the money go, right? So anyway, there's lots of different things that you can do. I mean, there really is. So if you're going to be stubborn and you're not going to look at your spending habits, you're not going to look at the fast food runs that, hello, Katie got to do for free and got paid to go to the fast food place. Brilliant. But nonetheless, but if you look at your budget, come on, just help me out. There's two things I want to show you. One is if money is tight, then please, print out your bank statement. You're like, no, I don't want to do that. Yes, you do. You want freedom, friend. And what's on the other side of freedom, I mean, what is hindering you from freedom is living a lie and not seeing truth. And if you print out your bank statement, you're going to see the truth of where it is all going. You'll be like Dr. Mary Starr, who didn't even realize she was spending $1,000 a month in just bank fees. Just bank fees, from the overdraft fees, all the different bank fees that she was paying for, $1,000 a month in bank fees. Isn't that crazy? And mind you, she was also going $1,000 a month in debt every month. So that's $12,000 in a year that she was adding to her debt every year. And she had more than 6 figures in debt because that's the way she was living. So when she heard me say, print out your bank statement, see where the money is going. Listen, the truth will lead to freedom. If you want freedom financially, and you don't want to be like these 90% of the people who are strapped financially, then you have to do what 10% of the population is doing, which is they're a little bit more conscious. More importantly, I would say what 2% of the population is doing, they lead themselves into financial independence. No matter how much money you make or how much money you don't make, you can become financially independent on your current income. You're like, there's no way, Danny, I have to make millions in order to do that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Wealth is accumulated a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Wealth is actually a habit and a skill you can develop, and you don't even have to be smart. I'm going to say that again. You don't even have to be smart. How do I know that? Because I'm not smart. I dropped out of high school as a teen pregnancy. I grew up on welfare until I was 14 years old. I moved out of the house when I was 16 years old. Okay? I had dyslexia. Okay, I was really dumb. I didn't read my first book till I was 21 years old. Now I love to read. And it took me a while to actually fall in love with reading. But my point is that wealth is a simple skill to learn. You don't even have to be smart to do it. You just have to be diligent and consistent. That's it. And you know how to be diligent and consistent, friend. You do. You're diligent and consistent in plenty of areas of your life. You are. Do you brush your teeth every day? That is diligence. That is consistency. Do you eat every day? That is diligence. That is consistency. Do you take a shower at least a couple of times a week? Well, there's some diligence right there. If you're like my husband during the summer, it's twice a day. There's some diligence there. Do you understand? You've got diligence. You've got the muscle of diligence in parts of your life. It's just applying it now to money. So the first thing is print out your bank statement. See where it's all going. You might be getting stolen from and not even realize it. So I want you to be the inspector that's going to inspect that bank account as though it's not your own. And I want you to look through it and do what we did, right? We got so sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. We got so sick and tired of going through seasons of not making squat and whining about it, and then making lots and still whining that we didn't have enough. And so we notice this is a problem. How can it be that if we're making $5,000 a month, we think we're broke, and when we're making $100,000 a month, we think we're broke? Something's wrong with this picture. So friend, listen to me. Print it out, and I want you to inspect it. Find where you're spending the money. Find out what you're spending it on. Some of the things you might choose and be stubborn with and say, no, I'm going to hold on to this. But in other places, you might say, you know what? I really don't need that. That's kind of dumb. Wow, that'll save me $10 a month. Wow, that'll save me $100 a month. Wow, if I stop going there, that's going to save me $400 a month. What is that? That's like $510 right there. That could what? You could attack your debt with that. You could be sending more money towards those credit cards to pay those suckers down. And then what are you doing? Now you're saving 18.9% in interest that would be going towards your debt that now you are keeping. You take that 18.9%, now you can start using that to create wealth. Okay, so if you're too stubborn to do any of that and you're lazy, all right, fine. Stay lazy, stay stubborn. Let's flip it around. Then pull out a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to make a list. Let's brainstorm. Let's brainstorm and make a long list of things you can do where you can make some extra money. Well, I could give you one right now. You could start a business. Yeah, you could start a business. You're like, but I don't know how. Neither did I, fool. I was 19 years old when I started a business. And what kind of a business? I was selling water filters in the environmental industry, right? You say, I was in the environmental business. No, I was selling water filters, friend. Yeah. Oh, but I don't like sales. Okay, great. Then don't start a business. Or you could start a business that maybe you can market some things online. Well, I don't know how to market things online. Okay, well, then start learning how to market things online. Okay, guys, look, I've got a 12-year-old who liked to make jewelry. She comes out to First Steps to Success with her parents dragging her and her 8-year-old brother, who she could not stand. They fought like crazy. And so here they're coming, the whole family, all 4 of them, right? They come out to First Steps to Success, and the whole family's attending. And the family was broke, by the way. They had eggs most nights during the week because they were flat broke. And when they saw me on television, they saw me on actually the Benny Hinn show, they were like, we gotta go. We can't be broke anymore. God has not intended us for to be broke anymore. They got a hold of actually spirit-driven success, and they started to learn about wealth. They started to learn about money, and that's when they were just like, we just can't do this anymore. We can't live like this anymore. And they drug their kids with them, and their daughter, through that 3-day training, learned how to start a business. From what? Making jewelry. Dude, she made $30,000 the first year at 12 years old, making jewelry and selling it to her friends, selling it even on Facebook, social media. She eventually ended up, her jewelry ended up on the most famous models at the New York runway. The runway week, she had one of the most famous designers put her jewelry on the famous models. Come on, friend. There's no excuse. So let's keep brainstorming. You can start a business. You can start an online business. It's not that difficult. You can do this. You could do what I told my friend Marla. Okay, Marla wanted to start a business. I said, okay. She liked to organize. So I said, why don't you offer an organization service to your friends of purging out their closet, purging out their accessories, their purses, their shoes, their everything. Your service will come in and organize. Now, you can charge for the service, or this is the agreement that whatever it is that we purge out, whatever you haven't worn in 2 years, I'm taking away. So she went through all of her girlfriend's closets, all the purses, accessories, shoes, clothes, all of it. She pulls it all out. Listen to me. She puts it in her apartment. She gets some racks from Walmart. And what did she do? She had a clothing party. She started a clothing business with what? With basically consigned items that she did not have to pay for. She eventually started a consignment shop that she actually rented a space in a strip mall and made a ton of money doing what? Selling other people's stuff that they didn't want anymore. So how she got her initial inventory, she didn't have to pay for the initial inventory. The inventory was free. So friend, that's something else you could do. You could do yard book. You could do odd jobs for people. There's so many things that you literally can do if you are willing to open up your mind. If you're willing to learn, put in some time. So same with, I had a young man who was young. He was in his 20s. He's not making money. He's not finding a job. I told him, I said, hey, You live in a neighborhood, start there. Start knocking on doors and saying, hey, you know what? Hey, hi, nice to meet you. I'm from Odd Jobs, and it's just it's a local service right here in this neighborhood. I live a few doors down, and this is what we do. These are all the services. Your gutters need to be cleaned out. Do you need the trash taken out? Do you need a leak fixed? Do you need something painted? How about the garage organized? And just made a long list of knowing that people need all of these stuff, and basically all the things that have been laying around for a long time that you need moved out. Needing a dump run. It's been sitting maybe in the backyard for a long time. And it's just bugging you. It's really driving you crazy that you still see that pile of stuff that's over there. So here it is. This is our service. We are available today if you want somebody today to come in. And so, yeah, Canaan, listen to me, starts this business, starts making money, starts recruiting other guys to help. They literally went neighborhood into neighborhood. He started making a crazy amount of money. The guy today is now the county assessor of his town. Okay, he actually ran for a political position, and what did he do? The same exact thing on how he started Odd Jobs, knocking on doors and telling this story. So friend, listen, there's no excuse for you to stay broke. You do not need to stay in that 90% that you think money is tight. Get off your butt, and you can either go through the bank statement, and you're going to find all kinds of money that are not serving you and put it towards the things that you want to do, or you can make a list of all kinds of things that you can do that can make you some extra cash. Come on, kind of like Alice in England, who did what? Yeah, she got paid to stand in a lineup next to a criminal, okay? Or like Katie, who got paid to go eat fast food and evaluate the fast food organizations. There's so many different wild things you can do. All right, friend, hey, listen, bottom line is this. You need to change your finances, and it needs to start today. These are two important ideas right here, making a list and or going through the current list of where the money's going. You can improve your finances. And if this is the first time you've ever seen a video from DannyJohnson.com, I got a free book for you. First Steps to Wealth is going to tell you exactly how I went from homeless to millions. Yes, homeless to millions within 2 years. At 21 homeless, 23, I was a millionaire. What I did with that money, how did I make it? Where did I start? What the problems were that I ran into. If you want to be able to grow your income, this book is a perfect place to start, and it's free. So you go to the website, DannyJohnson.com. You can download a free copy right now. You can start reading it within 5 minutes. And or if you want to copy a physical copy, you can pay the shipping to get the $15 book to your house. And then you can start reading it in a few days. The only thing I want from you is you to write me telling me you're reading it and the results that you're getting. That's it. Hey, that's it for us for today. God bless you. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
If this episode was an encouragement to you, go to DannyJohnson.com and share it with your friends now. You never know who else needs to hear it. This has been The Danny Johnson Show. Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for more insights that will help you get to the life you've always wanted.